Cool. What's up, guys? Welcome to Piano Lessons with Elvin, episode 32 or something. This will be the last of the 7th chord series. On this one, I'll be talking about fully diminished chords, very commonly just called diminished chords. Please refer to the other videos for the other ones. There's a dominant 7, aka major 7, minor 7, then half diminished, and then here's the fully diminished. So as with all 7th chords, we have to identify two qualities to it. The type of triad it is, and then the type of 7th it is. So with a major 7, we have the major triad, and then a major 7. Once again, to explain 7ths real quick, major 7s, to extract it out of key signatures, you can always think of it purely as a half step less than an octave. Minor 7s, whole step less than an octave, and then to diminish, we shrink the 7th, the minor 7, one more half step down. So, therein lies a big part of a fully diminished chord. So here's the C major. Let's make that C minor now to a C diminished. Cool, so we have half of it, and the half diminished 7 chord would have been a C diminished triad with a minor 7. Now to fully diminish it, we take that minor 7, diminish it by shrinking it a half step. There we go. There's the fully diminished chord. Now, as a caveat immediately, I know when you see this, many people will think, oh, that's an A. And annoyingly, everyone hates this, but this is a B double flat, which is N harmonically in A, N harmonically, E-N harmonically. But it is not an A from the theory point of view, because we have to think of the DNA of the chord itself. A C chord always has to be C-E-G. That's what defines a C chord. Any sort of C7 chord has to be C-E-G-B, some type of B, because that's how it is explained as a 7th. C to B is a 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have to keep the DNA of that B consistent, and then we dress it up with different clothes or something. We can sharp the B, we can flat the B, we can double flat the B, we can double sharp the B, but it is still inherently a B in this instance, even though it is perceived visually as an A, and even auditorily what they would call a concert pitch. But to keep it the structure of a C chord, we need to alter these notes. So you'll notice here's a C major 7, here's a C minor 7, C E flat, G B flat, here's a C dom 7 or major minor, C E G B flat, half diminished, C diminished, B flat, fully diminished, C diminished, fully diminished. And that's why it is called fully diminished, because both aspects of it are diminished. The chord and the triad. The chord and the interval. Now, saying fully diminished is a lot, so this just becomes slang as diminished chords. So anytime someone says diminished chord, the implication is fully diminished. They'll qualify it as half diminished otherwise. So, yeah, now the fun thing, there's only 3 of these types of chords. They can be written in different ways, but we have 4 notes, and there's 12 notes on the piano. So then here's, if I take everything up a half step, there's the second out of the 3. Oh, and then there's the final one, because this is just an inversion of this, and this inversion of that, all these kind of things there. Now that's getting kind of deep into the weeds with some of the theory power of fully diminished chords is because of the ambiguity of them. Since there's only 3 types, composers can use that as a great pivot point to modulate. Beethoven was a big fan of this. Example, if I have this chord and I consider it as a B sharp major or a B sharp diminished chord, so here's B sharp, I can then view this as shrinking inward. Or if I rearrange that, let's say I go to here. same chord. Now I can view this as a D sharp, which would be a D sharp fully diminished. Here's D, F, A, C. That can shrink inward to a E minor. So same chord, but different shrinking points. Here's the same inversion. Now this can be perceived as a F sharp and resolving to the G minor. And then the final inversion, 4 notes in the chord, 4 ways to play it. Now that one, in this case, perceived as A, C, E flat, G flat, resolves to a B flat minor. So that's one of the power of the diminished chord, is 4 locations, and you can rewrite it harmonically in 4 different ways to have it resolve to 4 different chords. Even though concert pitch is all the same notes, depending on how you write them, they can resolve to different home chords. So let me just kind of go through that again. A fully diminished chord is you take a triad, diminish it. Here's a D minor, shrink it, D diminished. Now, what is the 7th of D? No matter what, it has to be some type of C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In this case, this is a minor 7 because it's a whole step away from an octave. So we shrink that one other half step, and then this one we make diminished. D, F, A flat, C flat, not B. Because if it was written as a B, D to B is perceived as a 6, and now we're not doing a 7th chord anymore. C is a 7th, C flat, still a 7th. I know that can be kind of weird to think about. So there's one more, and let's try one down here. A, here's a A chord. I'm going to kind of go through all of them. Here's a Dom chord, or a major minor. Here's A major 7, half step away, major triad, major 7, minor 7, minor triad, minor 7, half diminished 7, diminished triad, minor 7, and then fully diminished. You take that G, G flat. So I'm just going to kind of do some chromatically here. Cool. Okay. Hope that helps you guys. Those are the main types of 7th chords there. And please let me know if you have any questions in the comments. And I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, cheers and have a lovely day. Peace.